Hey guys, this is a remake of the original What If Mace Windu Trained Anakin Skywalker video that I made back in December of 2016. I felt the story could have been better, and instead of taking it to the same direction as the story already is, I decided to redo it. Now, skip to minute 6 if you have seen the original What If Mace Windu Trained Anakin video, as that was mainly just a backstory to get us up to speed to where we are here today. But for those who haven't seen it, I've included the full story so that we have a nice full video. Also, head over to the Facebook page, give this video a share that I've pinned to the top of the wall, and in 1 week, I'll pick a winner for a new limited edition Force Effects Black Series lightsaber giveaway of your choice. Without further ado, here we go.
We would be honored if you would join us.
Master, if I may, Qui-Gon wished for me to train the boy.
Ready for this boy? You are not, Kenobi.
I will train the boy. He has much to learn for the years he lost. This will not be an easy task, young Skywalker.
Yes, sir.
With these words, Anakin was embarked on a journey completely different to the regular timeline we all know. This was not only more realistic, as Obi-Wan was not ready to have a Padawan of his own, but it also allows for Anakin to receive the teacher he needs, rather than the one he wants. Obi-Wan was more like a brother figure to him. What he needed was a father figure, someone like Qui-Gon. Seeing as how that's not possible in this story, Mace Windu is the perfect substitute for the task. Over the next 11 years, Master Windu would teach Skywalker to own and develop his abilities the same way he learned how, from Master Yoda, but also from himself and his own teachings from within. Windu was unlike any other Jedi. He was as cut-edge and by the books as Yoda. However, when it came to his fighting style, he strayed far from the dotted line. He studied the 7th form of lightsaber combat, which itself was a very aggressive, acrobatic, and difficult style to master, but on top of this, he created his own variant of the form by harnessing the dark side. This was not openly accepted by the Council, which is why it was mostly kept a secret. His use of a purple lightsaber was indicative of his ability to use both the light and the dark. Blue and red makes purple, which described Mace's energy the best. Through his mastery of using both sides in unison, he learned how to develop both equally, yet use either judiciously, just like Luke did against Vader in Return of the Jedi. Through this training style, Anakin would learn to develop his dark side powers that were deep-seated within him from such a young age, almost training him as a Sith, however, teaching him the selfless Jedi way instead of thinking only inwards as the Sith did. Anakin would grow to wield his own purple lightsaber, becoming the most gifted Jedi in the Council. His Force abilities were even more powerful than his dueling style, which, as assumed, was identical to Windu's, who taught him many forms, allowing him to choose which suited him best. Naturally, having chosen the 7th form, and through it, learning Vapad. During Padme's need for Jedi Guardians, Windu and Anakin would be assigned to her, at the request of Palpatine, just as he had requested Obi-Wan before, solely to lure Anakin along and into his eventual plans. Although able to discern which sides of the Force to ultimately use, Anakin did master the dark side as Mace taught him. This was dangerous. This developed new powers within Anakin that he had never been able to test prior to becoming Darth Vader. During Episode 2, when he went to find his mother tortured by the Sand People, his hate-filled rage was insurmountable next to what we saw in the films and comics. He not only slaughtered the village, he used force fire to ignite the whole tribe, watching as little Tusken Raiders ran aflame, screaming to be put out of their misery as Anakin watched them melt into ash. His hunger to prevent people from dying was exponential along with his strength. Vowing to become the most powerful Jedi ever, he ate, slept, and dreamt of learning how to stop people from dying. When his inevitable meet with Dooku at the end of Attack of the Clones arrived, he was sent with Kenobi to deal with the Sith, while Windu attended other affairs with Yoda. Upon their arrival, when he rushed Dooku against Obi-Wan's senior command, Anakin blocked Dooku's Force lightning with his saber, as taught by Windu many times, who was no stranger to dark side attacks. Deflecting the blast to the ground, he rushed Dooku and inevitably bested him, using Vapad to its great advantage and harnessing Dooku's dark energy to wield his own attacks as Obi-Wan tried to keep up until he was sent to the corner by Dooku's Force push. Anakin then cut Dooku's arms off, following the momentum with his saber through Dooku's neck, beheading him against Obi-Wan's command, just as Yoda showed up around the corner to witness Skywalker's loss of control. Anakin would be judged before the Council for taking Dooku's life when he was unarmed. Apologizing for his actions, Master Windu would take him to the temple to interrogate him about his feelings during the duel. Anakin looked downwards, ignoring the question. As Mace pried deeper, he knew when his Padawan was keeping things from him. He inquired, asking him what was wrong. Anakin told Mace about his dreams about Padme, and how he wanted to stop those he loved from dying. His relationship with Mace was much better than it was with Obi-Wan, because he trusted Mace not only more due to his age and experience, but due to the fact that he did not fear the dark side like the rest of the Jedi. He accepted it and dove into its teachings, learning every bit of it as all Jedi should have, to understand it, become one with it as much as possible without letting go of the light, and ultimately, learning all the secrets. This was what Anakin wanted. As curious as he was, he needed to know if the dark side was holding secrets that the Jedi didn't know about, and this was something his master could help him with. Mace rested his hand upon Anakin's shoulder, telling him how proud he was of him to confide his true emotions with his master. Mace walked away as Anakin stood, perplexed. Motioning to follow him, Anakin obeyed, as Mace took him down the corridors and to the gargantuan arched doors opening to the Jedi archives. "I've spent all my time here, Master. I haven't found anything." Mace interrupted Anakin by shushing him, telling him to keep moving, leading Anakin to the restricted section only admitted to select Jedi Masters. Master Windu opened the locked door where Anakin walked into a cathedral-esque looking room, twice the size of the one he just left. As they looked around, he saw scroll after scroll of ancient Sith lore that had been collected over centuries by past Jedi. Turning to his master, Anakin didn't know what to say as Mace broke the silence. "Anakin, it's time I showed you where most Jedi fail. And that is to study every aspect of the Force while judiciously choosing the light and never abusing the dark. Through the ancient Sith lore and holocrons, you will find what you seek. However, I want you to promise me one thing." "Yes, Master. Anything you ask," replied Anakin. "Never hide your thoughts from me again. This is a path to lies. Lies lead to treachery, and treachery will lead to the dark side." Yes, Master." Over the next many months, Anakin would continue to study all ancient Sith lore, learning from his master along the way with any questions he had. During this time, Palpatine would continue to try to manipulate Anakin by making him feel as if the Jedi only studied one aspect of the Force.
If one is to understand the great mystery, one must study all its aspects, not just the dogmatic, narrow view of the Jedi.
Luring him with stories of Darth Plagueis the Wise and feeding him lies about how the dark side was stronger.
If you wish to become a complete and wise leader, you must embrace a larger view of the Force. Be careful of the Jedi, Anakin. Only through me can you achieve a power greater than any Jedi.
Revealing himself as the Sith Lord.
"You're the Sith Lord. I know what's been troubling you."
Anakin would rush to tell his master of the news.
"I think Chancellor Palpatine is a Sith Lord." A Sith Lord?
Yes, the one we've been looking for.
Telling Anakin to wait in the council chambers until he and the others returned, Anakin would do so. As he sat there, contemplating what would happen if Palpatine died, and along with him, the knowledge to save Padme, he knew that no matter what Palpatine claimed he knew, it came from a place of malice and manipulation, a place of treachery that couldn't be trusted. He had faith in his master and in the council. He would do as he was told and trust in the Force to guide his thoughts.
You are under arrest, my lord. The oppression of the Sith will never return. You have lost.
No. No. No.
Some time had passed as Anakin looked up to see Master Windu walk through the chamber doors, tired, sweating, and his robe torn. Abruptly standing, Skywalker asked his master what had happened. Mace replied,
"Stupid question, Anakin. 4 went in, 1 came out. What do you think happened?"
"And the Chancellor, Master?"
"He was powerful. It took everything I had to fight him. At one point I almost thought he had the best of me. But through Vapod, I was able to deflect his powers back onto him and kill him. That is why I have been so adamant on making sure all sides of the Force are learned. And that is why I encourage you to study more of the dark side while always knowing which path is the right. Come, Skywalker, we have much to discuss."
The Master and Padawan left the council chambers to inform Yoda and Obi-Wan upon their arrival of the news. But first, a hot meal was in order. Padme would eventually give birth to Luke and Leia, where she would, to Anakin's surprise, stay alive with his love and support. His trust in Mace would lead him to feel comfortable enough to inform him of the birth, where, while upset and angry at Anakin, he would tell him that he was happy he told him, and that the Skywalker children would be trained once they could crawl by the members of the council. He told Anakin how Master Ki-Adi-Mundi had a wife and children as well, and that in some cultures, it was acceptable for masters to have families. Although not in his, it would be overruled and accepted, due to the nature of the Skywalker family. The council was shocked to hear the news, but they welcomed the new powerful addition to the Academy, Luke and Leia, enrolling them in the meditation teachings from infancy to grow their powers in the Force before beginning them on their journey. Anakin would grow old with Padme, as they would watch their children grow to be the poster children of the Jedi, forming their own team of new and elite Jedi within the temple, teaching them the ways of the dark and the light, and to always trust in the Force, just as Master Qui-Gon did, while always helping them to understand which side was the one to never stray from. The temple would continue to grow as Jedi would become smarter, stronger, and better, keeping peace within the galaxy. Thanks for watching, guys. What did you all think? I hope you enjoyed this remake of the original What If Mace Windu Trained Anakin. I read the comments and saw many thought I could have done more with it, considering my other fanfictions that I've done. And I think it's true, so I created this timeline as well. I hope it wasn't too bad. If you would still like me to create a part 2 based on your suggestions, then let me know. I can do that for the original one that I made, the first video I made that I made. If you did enjoy it, please leave a thumbs up to support the channel, and I'll see you all in tomorrow's episode of Star Wars Theory. Until then, my fellow Jedi and Sith friends, remember,
the Force will be with you, always.
Now, fulfill your destiny.